You didn't start out feeling resentful. You started out wanting to help, to lead well, to make things better for the people around you. But somewhere along the way, something shifted. And now the people in business you're passionate about, they started to feel like weights around your ankles. And sometimes you're sitting in the car. Have you ever been here before a meeting and you're thinking, I just don't have the energy for this? Here's a quick test. If you started thinking, these people are exhausting, or you feel annoyed before the meeting even starts, or you catch yourself thinking about, I don't know, maybe disappearing for a week just to catch your breath, you're not crazy. You're not lazy. That's actually resentment creeping in. And today I want to show you 4 ways it shows up. And I want to give you one honest next step to interrupt it before it costs you more than it already has. I know this territory because I've lived it. I've led in 2 worlds for a long time, in the church and in business. And I didn't notice the slow burn until I was already, a bit crispy, a bit burnt out. Resentment doesn't show up with a warning label. It doesn't announce itself. It creeps in wearing other outfits like tiredness or frustration, or I just need a break. And by the time you realize what's happening, you're already deep in it. Resentment is one of the earliest warning signs of leadership burnout, if you know what to look for. So let's look for it. Catching this early may be the difference between recovering your leadership and maybe slowly losing it. The first sign is subtle. You may stop showing up the way you used to. Not physically, you're still there, of course. You're still in the meetings, you're still answering emails and calls, but emotionally. Emotionally, you've pulled back. You go task only, short replies, less warmth, less curiosity. You're in the room, but you're not really in the room. And it's not because you don't care. It's because caring started costing you way too much. And so your brain did what your brain does so well. It protected you. It built a wall. And now you're leading from behind that wall, behind the glass. You can see them. You just aren't feeling the same way toward them. And resentment often starts right here. It's not with anger. It's not with a big blow up, but with quiet withdrawal. If you've ever felt that, don't panic. Just notice it. And here's the second sign. Everything starts feeling personal. Someone asks a question and you hear a challenge. Someone offers a suggestion and you hear a criticism. Someone doesn't respond fast enough and you're spinning the whole story about what they really think. Someone says, hey, can you revisit this? And you don't hear curiosity, you hear indictment. You don't hear, let's make this more creative and let's make this better. You hear somehow this whole thing is failing. Here's what's happening. When you're depleted, everything sounds like a threat. When you're headed toward burnout, your brain loses the ability to give people the benefit of the doubt. Burnout strips away charitable interpretation. It's not that everyone suddenly became difficult in your organization. It's that your capacity to interpret people with grace is depleted. And that depletion is a sign. And if you're noticing this right now, that's actually good news, my friend, because it means part of you is aware of what's going on. Okay, now we're going to go to the one no one wants to admit. When resentment builds, you don't pull back from work. You grip it harder. You begin to micromanage and control. You begin to double check things you never did before. You rewrite what other people wrote and you start saying, I'll just do it myself. It'll just be easier. And it feels responsible. It feels like leadership. But underneath, it's a trust problem. You've been disappointed enough times that your brain decided, I simply can't rely on anyone else. So you tighten your grip. And the tighter your grip, the less your team wants to take ownership. And the less they take ownership, the more you carry. And the more you carry, the more resentful you become. That's the spiral. You feel like the only one holding it together, but you're not holding it together. You're holding on too tight. And now here's the one that can fool everybody because it still looks like success. It still looks like leadership. From the outside, everything looks fine. The team is performing, the numbers are moving, the machine is running. People might even say, hey, you're doing a great job. But inside, You don't feel right. You feel hollow. The wins don't feel like wins anymore. The milestones pass and you feel very little, if nothing. You keep going because that's what leaders do. You keep going because people are counting on you. But the fuel gauge is on empty and you're running on fumes and calling it normal. My friends, it's not normal. It's not just how leaders feel. It's not something you earn your way out of by pushing harder. That's the lie resentment tells. More effort, more control, more giving until there's absolutely nothing left. Now, the solution is actually the opposite. And look, I'm not going to give you some 10-step framework. You don't need more complexity right now. You need one honest next step. I call it the grip check. Once a day, just once a day, I want you to find some time and get a second alone. And I want you to ask yourself, where am I gripping too tight right now? What am I afraid will happen if I loosen the grip? That's it. Because resentment thrives in the dark. It grows in the space between what you're feeling and what you're willing to admit. So when you catch yourself about to say, I'll just do it myself, I want you to pause. Don't judge. Don't try to fix it right away. I just want you to name it. I want you to name that grip. I want you to self-reflect and name the fear. Am I gripping too hard? What will happen if I loosen this grip? And that will bring just a little crack of light, right? You don't have to have it all figured out right now. You just have to stop pretending that you're fine when you're not. And listen, you're not a bad leader for feeling this way. You're not weak. You're not failing. You're a human being who's been carrying too much for too long. And the fact that you're still here, my friend, still watching this video, still willing to listen to this, it tells me you care. You still care, even when it hurts. And if you want a simple starting point right now, I made something for you. A free 5-day leadership burnout reset. It's 5 days, about 10 minutes a day, and it's built for leaders who can't and don't want to take on one more thing. And the link is in the description for you. And also tell me this in the comments, which sign hit you the hardest? My friend, let's do this together. I'll see you in the next video.